Check, check. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady. Fuck. It's all about confidence, baby. And she was a confident lady. And I know she's driving me crazy. And after all this, she probably hurt me. Again. It's all about confidence, baby. Fuck. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady. And I know she's driving me crazy. And after all this, fuck. That was a good one, too. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady. And I know she's driving me crazy. Shit! I had it before. Practiced it for a freaking half hour. So I wouldn't have to do this 10 times. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady. And I know she's driving me crazy. After all this, she probably hurt me. Alright, that wasn't bad. I can do better. One more time, one more time. Hey, Lundos. welcome to the show. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady, and I know she's driving me, oh fuck, I know she's driving me crazy. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady, and I know she's driving me crazy. Fuck! I know she's driving me crazy. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady, and I know she's driving me crazy. I know she probably hates me. Ooh, so close. After all this, it's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady, and I know she's driving me crazy. And after all this, she probably so close, one more time. Amen. It's all about confidence, baby. She was a confident lady, and I know she's driving me crazy. And after all this, probably that's it. Woohoo! Let's go. Woohoo! Heck? Sticking up out of the okay. Sorry. Let's fix this real quick. Hey. Guess who's back? Back again. Master Lukey's back with the news. You guys want to see something funny? Not that. Sorry. That's not funny. I just posted this video that's actually going crazy right now. 900 views I posted this like 2 hours ago. That's huge for me. But and 7 thumbs up, that's good too. Wow. Look at that. 1 hour, 9 minutes. I almost got 1,000 views. That's on track to be one of my best videos. So, I'm talking about
Here's a match
footwork, right?
from KSW over the weekend. I'm just going to talk about footwork. How the guy who lost here, you can see he steps forward with his back leg first. And that's just from a whole lifetime of walking, normally. But you have to train in a specific way to be successful in fighting. And most people, what they do is they'll throw their combos and just stand there, as you can see here on the pads. That's what you're going to do in a fight. The way you train is the way that you fight. So when I train and when I teach proactive footwork, meaning you throw your combos and then you move after. You don't step back straight up. You either slide to the backside or pivot to the front side. And you can put your weaves in there too and blocks. But this is a small chapter in my upcoming book. And if you want to learn more, I have a free guide I can send you. Just send me a DM.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Yeah, the 900 video views in a quarter gets you a phone call, right? But it's so funny, I got this comment, ready? It's great. Something Lundos would have said. As dude is standing straight up with basically locked legs next to each other. ... Yeah, okay, bullshito. I had to think about it because, I want to make a comeback, but I also want to make it funny. I don't want to get triggered and be salty and come off as a beta B. So what did I say? He said, as dude is standing straight up. I said, I'll stand you straight up, buddy. Let me put the buddy in there. Boom! Take that! Try to mimic what you did on that video for future vids. Definitely. Cody in the chat is 904 Pinball. And he gave me some good advice also, which is 3 types of vids. One is this type where I take highlights from training and make it, current, related to current events in fighting. That's one. Another one is clips from the show, clips from the news about current events. And then the third kind is like a life food 101. One of the ideas he gave me is like top 5 life food ingredients. So yeah, I'm going for it, Matt. I know that, you've stuck with me through some hard times, and I appreciate that. I'm not gonna, put on airs that everything's okay all the time. I like we spoke on the phone. I try to just be open about everything, and that's a strategy. That's a strategy for content creators. And I watched a video on YouTube from YouTube about live streaming, and they said, "Don't be somebody you're not." So I'm not on TRT, and I have emotions, and I don't regret expressing them. Maybe I shouldn't have. We'll see. I've said things on stream that I might come back to bite me in the ass one day. But what I will say is that ever since I started taking the rhodiola rosea a couple days ago, my mood has improved and my energy's improved. You're a brother, and I'm here for you through thick and thin. You're the best. You're the best, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do you proud. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it worth sticking around. I promise. Well, I can't promise that, but I'll promise that I'll do my best. I wrote for hours today because I took off from the gym. I didn't have to babysit. I had to catch up on schoolwork, which, I'm not going to say I did a great job. I did what I had to. I'm not that into school, but I did my work. So I'm caught up. I do have to do more work tomorrow, but my assignment for day 7, this is day 7 and day 8 because it's the same assignment, which is called the Pomodoro. I am not. Londos, what did I tell you, man? You have to use full sentences. You're saying I am not. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not what? You're not what? Human? Intelligent? Healthy? Awake? What are you not, bro? Speak in a full sentence. I don't know what you're referring to. So look, let's go here. 1 of 6. I wrote 6 pages today, but this is just train of thought stuff. Just as an example, we'll go to the end here. Oh wait, double dragon theory. The double dragon theory. This is kind of appropriate to, or this is related to what we're talking about, Matt. The double dragon theory is 2 dragons flying in adjacent spirals. In the same direction, like the DNA helix. This is how 2 people competing against each other can actually be working together toward the common goal of achieving the high score. The exciting battle is the product, not the champion, like in today's model of UFC and other fight organizations where one fighter is not going to win. When you end up with 1 winner and 1 loser, you immediately limit the potential of the whole team by half. When both fighters get a score, everyone wins. It's not the participation trophy idea that some people are against. They think that the person who gets the high score should be celebrated over the other person. Well, how can one get the high score without the other? Don't discourage kids and people from continuing to participate in further competitions. This is the beauty of this system, that we can have the sport that everyone loves, that is the best sport, that touches the deep root of competition. And other sports come from this form of playing. This is not evil. This is like lion cubs fighting and monkeys teasing each other. Yeah, there's a risk of injury, but we can't shy away from this, and it needs to be addressed. We can't just walk away from martial arts and leave it to the corrupt power slap bastards and the bloodthirsty animals who don't follow up after a fighter is injured for life. Why wouldn't the industry want a fighters union and health care and fair pay? The system is not scientific, and it doesn't add up when there's vampires at the top and we the people at the bottom sacrificing ourselves for someone else. So let's fight together against this giant beast. All the mythical beasts together join forces in the ring. Wow. The assignment was just to write and don't think about it and don't edit it. So I mean that kind of is not, that's kind of doo-doo cheese, but I'm just sharing again. Let's see. And this is the origin of the ring. And so in this paragraph, before we get into the mythical beasts, I'm essentially recruiting and I'll just give you one more teaser. The fuck? How do I get... Here we go. So this is the, I think I told you, I showed you this already. But, the business of fighting is a new development and run by promoters who don't consider the long-term effects. So here's ideas for pictures. A Roman emperor watching the gladiators. A horsehair glove boxer leaving the ring on a stretcher. A football player on a stretcher and a sidebar showing Dr. Bennett Omalu. He's the guy who they based the movie Concussion on. Luke Kumo getting grounded and pounded, then living in the gym, then creating the League of Champions. So it's kind of a nonfiction book, but it's also kind of a comic book and a video game instructional guide and a picture book. And it's a pretty unique book, but it's gonna take a while, I think. I gave myself 2 months. What caused me to write this book? A little bit of history. We only have so much time in the day and energy to spend training. In the modern era, most everyone's an employee, business owner, or student. So how can we work towards mastery in the most efficient way possible to streamline the path to excellence known as black belt? This side of the book is called MMA Black Belt. It's the fifth mythical beast, which is the four-armed werewolf. All the way up to that. The bull pegasus, the land shark, the living phoenix, the flying spider, and then the four-armed werewolf. Those are the first 5 mythical beasts. I'm going to have a sequel to this book, but that's going to take a while. If I can do everything that I said I would do and tour the nation and the world, I'll be able to put together the last 5 books after that tour. So maybe I can use this book to tour and get it translated in different countries. And then when I come back from my adventures, I'll have enough knowledge to put together the second half of the book, which is the dragon boa, the dino croc, the king bear, the magic lion, and the golden lemur. Let's see here. All right. Maybe one more paragraph, okay? So now we're going to talk about the business of fighting and how we got from the spiritual practice of self-improvement through dedicated practice and progressive overload to treating people like animals and having them fight to the death for money and someone getting paid over the top of that. The Roman emperor watching gladiators. He gives the thumbs down and one man kills another. Then we see the faces of the crowd, bloodthirsty cheering for the boxing match. So it's like pictures transitioning into each other. You know, obviously a video would be better, but if you have a picture of the Roman emperor's face giving the thumbs down, and then the next picture is the face of the crowd watching a boxing match, and the promoter counting money as one man is carried out of the ring on a stretcher. Luke Kumo is the fighter who won. I'm in the locker room now, and he looks at himself in the mirror, all beat up and bloody, and he looks at his hands, and there's blood on his hands, and he puts his face in his hands. The next picture is he gets grounded and pounded, and he looks up at the ringside doctor. It's Dr. Bennett Omalu. And then the sidebar shows some of the research of Dr. Omalu. Maybe it's a picture of an athlete on a treadmill running with like those tubes, the tubed mask attached, like they're doing tests on him. And also another picture could be electrodes attached to the brain and pictures of a brain scan to go along with scientific facts listed. Things like how the brain hits the inside of the skull. The brain is made of fat and doesn't have the same blood flow like muscle, so it doesn't recover or get stronger from injury. Like muscle, when you work out and you injure the muscle, which is a micro tear. That's what working out is. You break down the muscle and then it builds back up stronger. The brain is fat and it doesn't do that. It only creates scarring. Repetitive subconcussive impact causing cataract-like cloudiness in the brain. And then let's look at a picture of a child kickboxing in Thailand or Scotland with headgear, and also boxing in America. And let's say that headgear doesn't stop the brain from impacting the inside of the skull. Then let's go back to the kid in Thailand sparring with no headgear, and then show adults sparring with no headgear in Thailand, and then in America with just gloves and shin pads, and maybe even MMA gloves and shin pads. And we can really talk about subconcussive impact and how no one fucking knows the long-term damage that can occur from that. All these people doing sparring in their gym with no gear on, like the douchebag MMA shredded Jeff Chan. Jeff Chan, you are promoting subconcussive impact. And I'm going to fight you on my channel and your channel under my rules, though. Lots more gear than what you wear. With your pity pat, same moves over and over again, which actually is a good idea. But pity pat punching and weak AF kicking because you're not wearing enough gear and you're afraid to hurt your partner, which you should be. But because you're not wearing gear and you're doing head contact, you're training yourself and your students to not make contact by doing pity-pat sparring. And that's how they're going to fight, because you fight like you train. And you train yourself to fight through sparring. And you do pity-pat sparring, and you're going to do pity-pat fighting. So stop doing pity-pat and do Master Luki's League of Champions. I challenge you, Jeff Chan, MMA shredded. Who's more shredded? Let's have a contest. But Dr. Jubb probably would tell me not to do anything because you can get punched in the body and have your brain shake inside the skull. Kind of a hypocrite. Maybe even MMA gloves. We could really talk about something. Who's in charge of martial arts? Is Jeff Chan in charge of martial arts? Is there a worldwide governing body that looks out for us, we the innocent people, that deserve to be protected from unnecessary harm and damage? It's like the Wild West, with no rules, and people look up to fighters and anyone who opens a gym. But really, what makes them qualified? Just because you open a gym, are you qualified to run a school and teach people how to fight? All they're doing is carrying on something that's not tried and true. It's very new, and it's not based in science. It's based in commerce. Let's just get people in the door and put asses in the seats. The martial arts business model always needs more students and new blood. But this goes against the spirit of the samurai and Bushido, which the word samurai means attendant and to conserve and protect. Woohoo! I'm a little under the weather, guys. Sorry. I don't have dementia yet, though. I just got mild brain injury. Mild. My symptoms are emotional. Oh, hold on a second. This is for you, Lundos. I just got a message on Instagram. You still there, Lundos? Check this out. This is for you.
Two. As a matter of fact, the Shatu helped Amun-Ra escape. There was a pyramid war. There were two pyramid wars. The second pyramid war in the tablets talks about the fact that the Shatu helped Amun-Ra escape through a hidden passage in one of the pyramids. And before he left, he decreed that he would leave the kingdom to his Ra-Kam. Ra-Kam, K-A-M, translates now
Red
into
shield.
shield. Kam translates into shield. Ra-Shield. Over time, it became Rothschilds. And so this decree came down tens of thousands of years ago. Who's the richest family on the planet worth $700 trillion combined income? The Rothschilds. It's happening till this very, very day. Now, these Freemasons were called Shatu. As a matter of fact, the Shatu helped Amun-Ra escape. There was a pyramid war. There were two pyramid wars. The second pyramid war in the tablets talks about the fact that the Shatu helped Amun-Ra escape through a hidden passage in one of the pyramids. And before he left, he decreed that he would leave the kingdom to his Ra-Kam. Ra-Kam, K-A-M, translates now into shield. Kam translates into shield. Ra-Shield. Over time, it became Rothschilds. And so this decree came down tens of thousands of years ago. Who's the richest family on the planet worth $700 trillion combined income? The Rothschilds. It's happening till this very, very day. Now, these...
Wow. Called you out on that, Lundos. Shatu. Gotta call you Shatu now. Woo! Yeah, Billy Carson. I don't know. It looks like he's been, what's the word? Infiltrated? What's the word when co-opted? I think I've tried to figure this out before. Hold on. What does it mean when a spy becomes... compromised? I think Billy Carson's been compromised. All right, what time is it? 32. We got a half an hour. I'm going to start, being strict with my time here. I'm not going to try and stay up till 1 o'clock every morning. Although I did have a dream last night, so I guess that means I'm getting REM sleep. Like Cody said. He said if you get REM sleep, if you have a dream, you get REM sleep. So that's good, right? You get dreams? Adopting 6 simple lifestyle habits could significantly reduce your risk of dementia. Dementia affects over 5 million American adults over the age of 65, according to 2014 data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Let me just see something here. Okay. The condition comes in different forms, the most common of which is Alzheimer's. It's characterized by an impaired ability to remember, think, and make decisions. Yeah, I think I'm having enough sleep, Matt. I mean, tired, but I don't know. I guess I'm just doing the best I can, I kind of painted myself into a corner with this nightly news and the gym, and it's just, I'm crystallized. I'm not going to be able to go to bed, I'm not going to give up on the news. I'm going to keep training. And so it is what it is. When I babysit, I don't have to be there that early, so I can sleep a little late. I'm not doing the billionaire thing of waking up at 5 a.m., though. That's unfortunate. We'll have to see, right? We'll have to see what happens. Alzheimer's occurs when the cells in the brain and the connections between them stop working properly. This can result from a combination of factors. Certain genetic variants may increase our risk of developing dementia, but our lifestyle and habits also appear to play a significant role. Numerous studies have highlighted a link between cardiometabolic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, hypertension, and type 2 diabetes with accelerated cognitive decline. But whether this can be offset by a healthy lifestyle has previously been unclear. In a new study in the Journal of Affective Disorders, researchers from Beijing examined 2,500 participants over the age of 60. Participants were given a physical examination to determine their weight, height, and blood pressure, as well as tests for cognitive function and cardiometabolic diseases. Finally, they were surveyed on their adherence to 6 lifestyle factors which had previously been identified to support brain health: physical exercise, social interaction, leisure activities, sleep quality, smoking status, and alcohol consumption. Each participant was given an overall lifestyle score in which each of these factors contributed 1 point. In total, the team found that each 1 point increase in the participant's overall lifestyle score was associated with an 18% reduced risk of early cognitive decline. So 6 times 18, you get all 6 of these, you're not going to get early decline. Look at that. Physical exercise, got it. Social interaction, I actually don't have that. Except on social media. Does that count? Leisure activities, I have that. I would say I do have that. Sleep quality, don't have that. Smoking status, I have that. And alcohol consumption. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6. 4 times 18 is 40 plus 32, 72. I have a 72% reduced risk, which out of 100 is 28%. I have a 28% chance of getting Alzheimer's at this rate. That's my math right now. The cumulative scoring system suggests that a combination of lifestyle factors rather than any single factor may be responsible for this slowed rate of cognitive decline. A healthier lifestyle is associated with a significant reduced risk of early cognitive decline, but lifestyle changes can't be piecemeal. The most beneficial protective effect is seen when clustering multiple lifestyle factors together, showing just how powerful exercise, socializing, sleeping, and healthy consumption habits are in combination. Boom. Tea. Let's go. Tea drinkers may age slower. You drink tea, Matt, or you a coffee guy? I used to drink a lot of coffee. And I still have it on occasion. Could you slow the aging process with this basic beverage? Many factors contribute to aging, and diet is no exception. From our skin to our cells, tea's much better. Yeah, buddy. That's what we're learning. From our skin to our cells, the food we eat supplies a range of essential nutrients that can support our body's microbial machinery and help us to live longer, healthier lives. One beverage that has shown promising results in this area is tea. And while tea drinking might be a stereotypically British behavior, the beverage can be found in almost 80% of U.S. households. Animal studies have suggested that the plant-based compounds in tea called polyphenols may increase the lifespan of worms, flies, and mice, while studies in humans have found that tea consumption is associated with a reduced risk of various age-related diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, dementia, and cancer. However, very few studies have looked into the relationship between tea consumption and biological aging. She's nice looking. Okay, in a new study, researchers from China's Sichuan University sought to investigate the role of tea consumption in longevity using data from nearly 14,000 participants aged between 30 and 79. Wow, for all the negative propaganda we get about China, they do a lot right. You know, I'm not down with their forced lockdowns and experimental medical procedures. However, they have a huge green movement, as far as conservation and urban farming, and they have a big vegan community. They have spirituality, Taoism. I don't know. Dandelion and nettle blend is superb. Oh, yeah? What do you get out of that? You like the flavor? Or do you get some type of effect? I've been doing yerba mate because it's got caffeine. Participants were quizzed on the number of cups of tea they drank every day and assessed for biomarkers indicative of aging. The participants were then assessed in a follow-up study 2 to 4 years later. Holy. Imagine your job takes 2 to 4 years to get done. Damn, am I getting a double chin? Holy. Good thing I'm cleansing. That's not good. Bruh. Wow. The relationship suggested that consuming around 3 cups of tea or 6 to 8 grams of tea leaves per day may offer the most evident anti-aging benefits. Mind candy, also great for vitality. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. What does mind candy mean? Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, I definitely get that. Of course, this correlation, yeah, hot drink though. Hot drink that's good for the soul. This correlation does not necessarily imply causation, but there are a number of molecules inside tea that might be behind these potential anti-aging properties. Tea is rich in polyphenols and antioxidants, which are thought to play a role in reducing inflammation, mopping up toxic byproducts of cellular reactions, and increasing cell turnover. Polyphenols have also been reported to play an important role in supporting our gut microbiome. There we go. With implications for metabolism, immunity, and cognitive function. However, more research is needed to confirm which molecules could be behind this anti-aging association, but the study provides exciting evidence for tea as a nutrition-based approach to slowing down the aging process and potentially lowering our risk for age-associated disease. Our findings highlight the potential role of tea in developing nutrition-oriented anti-aging interventions and guiding healthy aging policies. Woo-hoo! Yeah, tea. Colors we see fade as we age. Uh-oh. The colors we see may get increasingly dull as we get older. The pupils of younger people's eyes react differently to bright colors than those of older folk. What color am I, Londos? What color am I? My yellow, my red, my pink, my peach, my blue, my black? What do you say? How's your vision? This work brings into question the long-held belief among scientists that color perception remains relatively constant across the lifespan and suggests instead that colors slowly fade as we age. Our findings might also help explain why our color preferences may alter as we age and why at least some older people may prefer to dress in bold colors. I look sickly? Yeah, this is not good here. I'm hoping this goes away with fasting. I was speaking to a guy today. He was saying that this is related to my kidneys, and as I empty the intestine, I can heal the kidneys. I'll have to empty out, which I'm doing, and then rest. My kidneys will come back. Some older people may prefer to dress in bold colors. That's definitely not you, Lundos. You got two colors. I look brown? Oh boy. That's from being backed up, I guess. And full of shit. Thanks, AOC. Thanks for calling me out on my bullshit. Thanks for calling me out on my crap. Study author Janneke van Leeuwen said in a statement, she's a neurodegenerative disease researcher at the University College London, Queen Square Institute of Neurology in the United Kingdom. The pupil of the eye tends to constrict or get smaller when exposed to bright colors. In the paper, the authors describe how they compared how the pupils of 17 younger and 20 older people reacted to being exposed to 26 different colors for 5 seconds each. The colors included a variety of bright and dull shades, including 4 grayscale colors, 2 oranges, and dark muted and saturated. Oh, my eye color. I do have brown eyes. Thanks for noticing. So my skin color is not brown? I mean, I guess I think I'm actually looking a little red. I turned up the color saturation on the camera to try to make the green screen work better. The contrast of the red and the green. Peace. The scientists found that the older people's pupils constricted less to brighter colors than the younger group, especially for green and magenta shades. The reaction to the lightness of a hue was unchanged between age cohorts, however. Oh, now I know you're lying, Londos, because you can't see green. You can't see green in your advanced age, bro. That's how I know you were lying. What colors? Haha, good one. In our study, we looked at how color perception is affected by aging by looking at the effects of the intensity and the lightness of colors on pupil responses in healthy people. The results showed that the pupils of older adults responded the same as young adults to the lightness levels of colors, but less strongly to the saturation of colors. Oh, I see. This suggests that our brains become less sensitive to the intensity of colors in the world around us. That's interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with the shape of the cones. Therefore, the brains of older people can be concluded to be less sensitive to the brightness of colors. This is supported by previous work that found older people as surface color as less colorful than younger adults. This may be because aging comes with a decline in the primary visual cortex's sensitivity to color saturation. Just taking off my socks, guys. That's why I'm looking antsy. This is a part of the brain that processes visual information from the eyes. A form of dementia known as posterior cortical atrophy can result in similar symptoms of difficulty in color perception. This may result from a reduction in the brain's sensitivity to specific colors. Pupil responses are not regulated by the eye, but by structures in the midbrain. It's been shown that pupil dynamics are aligned with the transmission of visual information between the retina of the eye and the brain. This means that studying pupil responses to colors can tell us something about how color information is conveyed between the eye and the visual cortex. Our findings could have wide implications for how we adapt fashion, decor, and other color spaces for older people, and potentially even for our understanding of diseases in the aging brain, such as dementia. People with dementia can show changes in color preferences or other symptoms relating to the visual brain. To interpret these correctly, we first need to gauge the effects of healthy aging on color perception. Further research is therefore needed to delineate the functional neuroanatomy of our findings, as higher cortical areas might also be involved. Wow, so interesting. Ukrainian teenage tennis player too emotional and confused when shaking hands with Russian opponent, says Dayana Yastremska. Oh, I just got triggered in my mind to think about my sons being the product of divorce and that being a form of war that they're caught in the middle of. And this Ukrainian teenage tennis player is suffering from emotional trauma because Dayana, she's caught in the middle of a war. She said that her teenage... Oh, it's not Diana. It's Yelizaveta Kotliar was likely to have been too emotional and confused when shaking hands with a Russian opponent. The 16-year-old Kotliar was competing in the first round of the Australian Open junior girls singles competition when she shook hands with Russian player Vlada Mincheva at the net. Since the start of the war in Ukraine, it's been common practice for Ukrainian players not to shake hands with opponents from Russia and Belarus during matches, and the country's tennis federation described the incident as a mistake. I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's kids being kids and innocent and not preoccupied by political bullcrap. And I think all athletes can lead this way by example and show that we don't agree with government transgressions, especially since most of the time the government is committing war acts on its own people, like we saw in 2020, 2021, and still to this day, by raising the cost of living, by putting up red light cameras and treating us as sources of income. You know, the government doesn't need money from the people. There is literally no need for money. The richest of the rich have enough money that people could live the same lifestyle that they're living now. I'm talking about everybody in the world. And yeah, you need a job. You, it's, you need to, you need to have a purpose in life. I should be king, Londos. I would agree with you, but I know there's a punchline coming after that. The king of what? Isn't there a song? There's a song, king of something. Song, king of.
Songs frequently mentioned on the web include King of Kings, King of Kings, King of Song, and others.
King of everything? I'll take it. I was thinking more emperor, though. What is that symbol that you just wrote, AOC? What it trying to. Is that a handshake? Is that a high five? What is that? It looked like a golden heart. What does that symbol mean? You guys clowning me. Come on. Um yeah, let's get those Rothschilds to take their money, invest in infrastructure, fix the food system, and stop trying to enslave everybody with these stupid digital passports and nanotechnology. And come on, put your money towards something that's going to be. Oh, applause. Oh, thank you so much. So you agree with me? I think we should follow the children on this one. Let's just play. Let's make life play. Let's, work towards common good. We'll do our jobs, It gives people like to have purpose. People like to have something to do. It's been shown that as we age and um and we continue to work, our lives are longer. People who don't just like give up after they retire. People who work for work's sake, just to have a job, they live longer. They're more satisfied instead of just laying around, sitting around. I mean, why do some people get to play a game as a job? A professional athlete. Let's just think about that for 1 second. Now you're going to say, "Oh, Master Luki, you're just lazy. You don't want to work." People, professional athletes, they get paid because they're really good. They're really physically gifted and they win games and they deserve to play for a living. So, what I'm going to say to that is yes, they do deserve to play for a living. So, it's not the playing for a living that you have a problem with. You don't have any problem with people playing. You don't have any problem with people not working a regular job. If you think professional sports is okay, then we agree. People should not have to slave away just to make ends meet. And the fact that there is enough money to go around, and not only that, let's just talk about money for 1 second, how much of a scam it is that there's digital currency and banks and the Federal Reserve just print money up out of nowhere. There's no money anymore. There's no gold, there's no precious metals. Everything is already functioning. We don't need to put any more money anywhere. Everybody's got jobs. Well, maybe I'm wrong about that. Everybody could have a job. You know UBS is coming. Universal Basic Income. UBS is coming. I know I'm not articulating it correctly because I'm not that studied. I spend a lot of time in my own thoughts, like Lundos was telling me on text the other day, because one of my assignments for this 30-day book challenge was to send my idea out to 5 people, and he was one of them. I said, I'm writing the book. This is the idea. What do you think? He starts going, "Oh, you're not gonna listen anyway. You're too self-absorbed," and that is true. I am too self-absorbed. I don't listen, and it's gotten me into a lot of trouble in my life. But which is my better side? Is it this side or this side? I think it's actually this side. Thoughts on crypto? I'm really uneducated about that, AOC, and it's probably a good investment, but I'm scared. Not scared. I mean, whatever happens is going to happen. But I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious that it's too easily manipulated. Although I shouldn't be, because they could do that already with cash. Cash isn't safe. I heard that crypto, it wasn't created by who they said it was. I'll show you my crypto wallet. Open the Coinbase app. I'm really uneducated on it, but if I had money to invest, I would. I'll show you my wallet. We had a guy in the chat last year. He told me to. Ooh. You see, I have a friend who she asked me to help her with her Social Security because her family wasn't helping her. So I became the payee. So her Social Security checks come to my bank here. Pay with Santander. I got some money in my Santander account, but it's not mine. So I'm not gonna spend it. But I think I'm up $4.54. Oh no, wait, up 12. I'm up $12. Wow. I'm rich. What do you think? You probably know more than me, right? My my ex-wife's new man, I think he's he he does something with computers and investments. I think they got accounts for my sons, like savings and crypto and stuff. I don't know. I just I never really invested because I always like had this dumb idea that I wanted to make something. I didn't want to, and I'm going to come off sounding really judgmental. I didn't want to be an investor. I didn't want to make money investing in stocks because it's not producing anything. Not that it's cheating. Not that I'm equating it to gambling. But I thought that like my purpose more in this world was to produce something that could be invested in. And I thought that all my money and all my energy and all my effort should go to building that, which was my brand. If I took the let's say when I sold my house after it went underwater and got foreclosed on, I sold it for 10 grand. Me and the ex, I think we got 10 grand. I don't know how much she got, but I got 10 grand. I invested it into my brand. I got a bunch of gear so that I could go into a gym and have a tournament with 4 guys. So I got enough equipment for 4 people. I got enough equipment for 4 kids. I wasted $3,000 on a car that ended up being a scam. I couldn't get it. It was kind of an impulse buy. I just wanted a car so bad. Big mistake. It was fucking 3 grand. Holy. I think it was more than 3 grand with the insurance and everything. Imagine I took that 10 grand and bought crypto back then. I'd be a millionaire. Probably. Let's see. I don't even want to look this up. I'll cry. What if I spent $10,000 on crypto back in the day when it was worth nothing? How much would it be worth now? Oh my God. No way. $100? You would be 42 million. So we got to add 2 zeros to that. 4 billion. I'd be a billion. I'd be a 4 billionaire. Oh my God. Wow. Let me go jump out the window right now. I'm just kidding. Let's get back to the kids here. Kids are the future, right? What time is it? I'm going to have to sign off soon. I cannot judge her because I don't know what was in her head. Oh, it's past midnight. So did she do this on purpose or not on purpose? I don't know. But I'm sure that she stands by Ukraine, and I'm sure that she just got too emotional and confused. The Ukrainian Tennis Federation said that it supports the stance of its players not to shake hands with representatives from aggressor countries, and also shared an explanation from her father. She's only 16. She has no real experience of playing in such significant competitions as the Grand Slam tournaments, at the very top of both professional and junior tennis, he said. The atmosphere is extraordinary, which itself puts a lot of pressure on the athletes. At the beginning of your career, it's hard to cope with this and not be nervous. Unfortunately, my daughter didn't feel calm. Her emotions were running high, so she didn't fully control her behavior. She performed the post-match ritual on automatic, shaking hands with her opponent, not realizing that behind the net there was a representative of the country that had attacked our homeland. Uh, those athletes do not represent the country that attacked your homeland. That is a misstatement. Those athletes represent the people of the country, and they do not represent the corrupt government. And you could say that about a lot of people in a lot of countries. And we got to move on. Let's just take a look at Yelly. Don't call me a pedo. I just want to see. Oh, there it is. Which one's which? Which one's Russian, do you think? I'm going to say this one's Russian because she looks like Anna Kournikova. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Yep, I was wrong. She was the skinny one. Well, I hope that she did it on purpose. I hope she's making a stand against people. I hope she's making a stand against the idea that athletes from other countries should be discriminated against just because they're from a certain country with not even any ties to the government. They're athletes like everyone from every country that's an athlete. They don't necessarily have to have a political stance. They're just trying to make it in this world like everybody else. And why should they not be given respect? Just because they're the government of their country, which, like I said before, is more often than not against their own people. Just because that government is attacking another government, do you think that the tennis athletes had something to do with that? Come on, man. That's silly. With menthol cigarette ban, that's silly too. Smoking? Come on. Menthol cigarette ban still uncertain. American Lung Association calls for White House to act swiftly. The American Lung Association is putting more pressure on the White House to finalize rules to end the sale of menthol cigarettes. Calls on the Biden administration to finalize the proposed rules and says that failing to do so will result in more death and disease caused by smoking. Menthol in black communities, okay. They make it both easier to start and harder to quit by reducing the harshness of the smoke and cooling the throat. Oh, is that why? Interesting. Researchers estimate that a regulation banning menthol cigarettes would save about 654,000 lives over the next 40 years. That's like 10 to 20,000 a year. Oh, wow. No action on this regulation has been made since it was submitted. Final rule action has been given the date of March. Another hurdle: if the rules are implemented, tobacco companies will probably sue in federal court. Big Tobacco will petition for two things: declaratory relief, that is, a declaration or order that what the FDA issued is illegal, and equitable relief, that is, an injunction requiring withdrawal of the regulation. Declaratory and injunctive relief are likely to be on Big Tobacco's mind when it inevitably files its federal lawsuit against the federal government. The proposal would ban the manufacturing and sale of menthols, but would not police smokers themselves. The rule explicitly states this regulation does not include a prohibition on individual customer possession or use. The FDA cannot and will not enforce against individual consumers for possession or use of menthol cigarettes. The enforcement will always address manufacturers, distributors, wholesalers, importers, and retailers. Oh, love this love this statement. I love this concept. The government cannot and should not limit the freedoms of its people. When I'm King Londos, you are allowed to do everything you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. We might have to talk about hurting yourself too, because your body's a gift from God. And don't abuse or pollute, or what's the word when you treat something poorly? Not disgrace. Anyway, the government can't stop you. You want to wear mismatching clothes? That's your freedom. You want to eat junk food? That's your freedom. However, companies should not be allowed to create, to manufacture, and to produce harmful substances just for money. Like junk food. It's not illegal to eat, illegal to manufacture, distribute, wholesale, import, and retail. That's how we're going to address this. We're going to have to stop there because my eyes are closing. It's after midnight. Who pays for the training of the Russian athletes? What does it matter? What does it matter, Londos? No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul, Londos. The kids didn't do anything wrong. Doesn't matter where they got their training from. They could have got their training from Putin himself. It still would not give anybody the right to discriminate against them as people. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't kill anybody in Ukraine. They didn't use their tennis racket to hit Ukrainians over the head or do a 100-mile-an-hour serve on them with a tennis ball. They just want to play the game, bro. Let them play, Londos. Let them play. If anything that I talked about tonight is further interesting to you, we didn't get to go over Ozempic. We didn't get to go over alcohol before bed. We didn't get to go over Alzheimer's, although we did kind of have a story about that with the color. And we didn't get to go over cancer. And it's probably a good thing because I can't go against CDC recommendations, and I promote natural healing, and I probably would say something to get my channel struck or the video removed. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you come back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll show you why, because I'm really making a difference in my view hours. I'm up to 2,471. That means I only need 529 more view hours. And it's been going up every day because I've been posting every day, you know. I've been streaming every day, so I'm going to keep on keeping on. Later, Matt. Thanks for being here. Londos, AOC. Hope to see you again soon. Just go to masterluki.com if you want to connect with me, you know, off stream. There's my contact right there. I got everything.